Let me walk you through how the Texas criminal justice system flows, showing how constitutional protections work together to ensure due process at each stage. The journey typically begins with an arrest, which is fundamentally governed by the Fourth Amendment's protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. Before law enforcement can take someone into custody, they must have probable cause, a reasonable belief that a crime has occurred, while arrests usually require warrants. Texas law recognizes certain exceptions, such as when officers witness a crime directly or in domestic violence situations where immediate action is needed. This initial phase flows into the crucial period immediately following arrest, where Fifth Amendment rights become paramount. The accused has a right to remain silent and avoid self-incrimination, a protection that's especially critical during police questioning. This same amendment also triggers a grand jury process for serious crimes, where a panel determines if there's enough evidence to proceed with formal charges. The process then advances to the court phase, where the Sixth Amendment's guarantees become central to ensuring justice. These rights include having a speedy and public trial, facing accusers directly, and, perhaps most importantly, having legal representation. This is where the system's adversarial nature truly emerges, as both prosecution and defense prepare their cases. What makes this process particularly intricate in Texas is how each stage builds upon and reinforces the previous one. For instance, evidence gathered during an arrest might be thrown out if Fourth Amendment procedures weren't followed, which could then impact the strength of the case at trial. Similarly, statements made without proper Fifth Amendment protections can't be used in court, potentially affecting the entire trajectory of the case. The system is designed this way to create multiple layers of protection for the accused while still serving justice. Each constitutional amendment works in concert with the others, forming a comprehensive shield against potential government overreach while maintaining an orderly process for determining guilt or innocence. Appeals process. In Texas, the appeals process has specific time limits and levels. Here's how it works. Your first appeal must be filed within 30 days of your conviction. You have two initial options. 1. File a notice of appeal, standard appeal. 2. File a motion for new trial. If you choose this route, it extends your deadline to file a notice of appeal to 90 days. After your first appeal, if you're unsuccessful, you can continue to appeal through different levels. First appeal goes to an intermediate appellate court. If that fails, you can appeal to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. In some cases, you might be able to take your case to federal court through a federal habeas corpus petition. However, it's important to understand that each subsequent appeal becomes more challenging. Appeals courts won't simply retry your case. They look specifically for legal errors that occurred during your trial, such as improper jury instructions, wrongly admitted or excluded evidence, constitutional violations, procedural errors. After sentencing with no appeal, here's what typically happens in Texas. 1. Once the judge pronounces your sentence, there's a 30-day window where you could file an appeal. After this window closes, the sentence becomes final. 2. If you receive jail/prison time, you'll be processed into the system. This typically involves transfer from county jail to a diagnostic unit, medical screening and classification, assignment to your permanent facility. 3. If you receive probation, now called community supervision in Texas, you'll need to meet with your probation officer within 24 to 48 hours of sentencing. Review and sign your probation conditions. Begin following your supervision requirements, drug tests, check-ins, etc. 4. If your sentence included fines or court costs, you'll need to set up a payment plan with the court. Payments typically begin immediately unless the judge orders otherwise. 5. If restitution was ordered, payment arrangements must be made. This is typically handled through the probation department or court collection office. The main thing to understand is that once you choose not to appeal, the sentence goes into effect immediately and you're required to begin serving it, whether that's reporting to jail, starting probation, or paying fines. This concludes this lesson. Now go and stay out of trouble.